He'll come on, yeah.
And you'll come on if that's all right with you. I've sent it now to your Facebook Messenger.
Debbie, I listened to a woman called the chief. I think she's the leader of the Met, Cressida Dick. Yeah, Cressida Dick today told the politicians to get stuffed. She wasn't going to go and arrest people who are having Christmas dinner.
This Shabby Hamid was 2016, by the way. Sorry,
I have no idea. But listen, what you've got to understand is these politicians are playing games, right? Cressida Dick.
They're playing games with people's wives. With these children's lives.
I've sat in meetings with Cressida Dick. She would never, she's her own woman, and all we're asking from the police is for them to do their job. Ignore what the politicians are telling you to do, and do your job. And you've got to arrest these people. You've got to arrest these people. You've got to interview them under caution. And then you've got to charge them if they've broken the law. Listen, 7 weeks, 8 weeks victims have been waiting. The police haven't even come and took their statements. 8 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, and they haven't come and took the statements. Explain that. These are victims of Sean Fielding who have communicated, I have been harassed, malicious communication, hate crime, and they haven't even took their witnesses.
He has named me in every one of those letters that he sent to every employee. He has named me.
He's done the same to me. He's done the same to me. He's named me as a criminal.
Yeah, and you, me and you. He's named me and you as a far-right extremist criminal.
And this is what I fear. Mark, you've got it right. This is Mark Birchall. The police will be collecting postal votes for the cartels next.
I think you got it right.
To me, it seems about right, doesn't it, Mark? That's where it's going.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to hang up and see if you can get Mark Wilkinson, and then he can.
No, he can join you actually. If he calls in, he can join you. Yeah. I've got a fancy setup now with this thing, so he can join you.
Mark, if you can click on it.
All he's got to do is click on the link. He hasn't done yet. He's messaged that to say he will do, but he hasn't done yet. But Mark is a former copper.
Mark, and we'll take it from there.
Mark is a former copper. Decorated former policeman.
He's an honest policeman as well.
Yeah. Listen, people, whilst we're waiting for Mark, I'm going to keep putting this up. Please sign this petition. I know they're trying to get rid of it, but I've checked the change.org, and there's calls for other politicians to be arrested. So, with 10,000 votes, 20,000 votes, we need to call for this guy to be arrested. Sign the petition, and if you can't sign it, share it. Secretly share it. Do whatever you need to do. I know you have, Karen, and you're very brave. Karen is yeah. People keep phoning me, and I keep declining it, so I need...
I'm absolutely livid. I don't know where I'm going to go forward with this now regarding Sayed Mushtaq and calling me that. I'm going to have to get legal advice on it.
Yeah. So whilst I've got you on, tell me more about. So you've had the case dropped by the CPS, haven't you? So tell me more whilst I check on the to see if Mark's messaging me. Tell me more about what's happened there.
Well, according to them, if anything, they say he's broke Section 5 of a public order. But the fact that nobody else has complained and nobody else feels harassed by that, and it's over 6 months, it's gone past the time, and that's that. But Priti Patel, she's been doing something, hasn't she? And it's gone past the time, and they're looking into it.
There's no such thing as past the time. Just let me put Mark on now. He's here. I'm putting him next to you, and I'm going to delete myself from it. Mark,
hi,
how you
Mark.
doing? There's 3 of us there.
Hi, Dad.
Right. Thanks, Mark, for coming on.
Okay.
So, Mark, they've said that it's not malicious communication, and that they said it's a Section 5 public order, and that because it's over 6 months, and they said they won't put anything in writing to me, and that's it.
Right. I don't know anything about the over 6 month that he's talking about. I really don't understand that. Section 5 of the Public Order Act concerns threatening, abusive, words and behaviour. And that can either be verbally or written. So if it's written, it can include emails, it can include Facebook. Whichever way they want to decipher this, whether it's malicious communication or Section 5 Public Order Act, it's still a crime, and a crime for which the perpetrator can be arrested for.
My point with this is, I've never heard of the police refusing to put something in writing explaining their decision making.
Well, it's a difficult one, Roger.
It is, isn't it? I mean, you're a copper. Many of my friends are police officers. I spent my career working with very, very honourable police officers. I find this astonishing.
Yeah, well, it is a difficult one. I mean, yes, he's give Deb a verbal reply. He's outlined these reasons for not giving it in writing. I would be giving you the wrong advice if I went one way or the other, because, to be honest, I'm not sure whether he has to give you a written reply or not.
But the reason he gave Debbie, from my conversations with Debbie, was one of the reasons he wasn't going to put it in writing was because she'd put it on social media. She'd share it. Since when did we live in a society where the decisions of the police could not be scrutinized in the public sphere?
Yeah, I mean, if he's saying to her, "This is my definitive answer, and I'm not giving it in writing because I don't want you sharing it on Facebook," then that's sort of saying, "I'm open for scrutiny." Yeah. By not allowing it to go onto Facebook. Yeah. If he was right in what he's saying, he wouldn't care where it went.
No, and that's my point with this. I mean, I'm clear. I mean, because you're one of the victims, Mark. This man, the leader of Oldham Council, it's been 8 weeks or so since you guys complained. He went after you maliciously, falsely. He went after your daughter. He went after Jane Barker. He went after Moya Buddin. He went after Debbie, me, and Paul Boots, that we know of. Yeah. Or he used Oldham Council letter-headed paper to do it. Formal emails. Yeah. Signed off as a leader of the council. We know the council standards committee complaint. I mean, he was mocking me earlier about the standards complaint because he wants you to go to his mates and complain because his mates will just whitewash all of it. We know that. You know that. All of us know that. So we have, as honest citizens, we have gone where every honest citizen goes, to the police. And we're saying to the police, please stop this. Please stop this man from harassing us. Please stop this man from maliciously communicating with people and claiming that we are far-right racists, that we are criminals.
And sending the police to my house because I have a peaceful protest.
Well, then it gets worse, doesn't it? He's moved forward beyond that, and now he's manipulating the police. He's manipulating the police. And the only reason that bloke could do that, Debbie, the only reason that bloke could do that is because he's a politician who's mates with Andy Burnham.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
I spoke to Alex Wilkinson this morning.
Oh, so you had a conversation with Alex as well. Go on. So I find it interesting that he's suddenly jumped into life after yesterday, but go on.
Well, I think besides the fact that you put the appeal on for his arrest, I emailed him myself yesterday. I spoke to him this morning.
This was after Debbie being Debbie's visit, yeah? You contacted him?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I contacted him yesterday and basically saying that it appears that they're doing whatever they can for Mr. Fielding and his partner, but not looking after us. It's been 6-7 weeks since we made our complaints. Nobody's provided a statement as yet. I did provide my own statement last week, but she's been interviewed, a statement obtained, and then Debbie got the visit yesterday from the police. Now, what Alex Wilkinson says about that, and in fairness, he was a decent chap, this chap I spoke to this morning.
I've never met him, so, I've never met him.
Yeah,
I've never met him.
I think Raja, Debbie, is in a funny position because he's a detective sergeant, and the decisions will be made far, far above him. It will be DCI and above.
And this is my point, Mark. That they are not following the law because these people are politicians. If it was you or me, they would not hesitate in following the law. They would not wait to pass it up and kick it up and kick it up to a higher level and a higher level. They would act. So already and immediately we are seeing that there is two laws in this country, one for politicians and one for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Well, I did outline to him this morning about the fact that Debbie had been spoke to yesterday and us as the victims hadn't been. He did explain that Debbie's case was being dealt with by the uniform section, and that's why they probably got round to it quicker. He's a detective sergeant, obviously a member of the CID, and they're dealing with all the serious crime within the Oldham area. So that's why he's saying it's took a little bit longer. He did say it is in the public interest, this. He did say that it is an high-profile case, and they've got to make sure everything that's done is done correctly.
But they've got to start, Mark, they've got to start by taking your statements. No, by taking your statements. At the very least, there's you, there's Moyeb, there's Jane, there's your daughter, there's me. They've got to start by taking statements. They're not even taking statements, Mark.
No, I said that to him. He said at this moment in time, they're trawling through what evidence they've got.
So you guys carry on. I've got to just go and let my Amazon delivery in. You guys carry on. I'll be 1 minute. Okay.
Go and get your Amazon delivery. It might be my Christmas present, Raja Miah.
What
he also said, though, Mark, that this is going to go to the Review Legal Services. All the documentation has got to go to the Review Legal Services at Greater Manchester Police. And I did say to him, well, hang on a minute, ain't Andy Burnham in charge of that? Now, that's like, to me, that's like, right, I'm going to tell you off, but I'm going to send a letter to you for you to investigate it to tell you off.
I think
it's like the internal review.
I don't think it's Burnham at this stage.